Hey everybody, welcome back to Heartland Productions. Another hot day here in Austin, Texas. And you got it, I have another oven to test out today. Can't wait to show you. This makes pizza oven number 7. Stay tuned to the very end of the video. I'm going to make a pizza with it. So let me get it all set up and let's get going. So I guess before I get it all unpacked and ready to go, I want to talk a little bit about kind of the oven. So you'll probably have noticed if you've been following my channel that I've already reviewed one of the Solo Stove pie pizza ovens. This is version number 2. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll put up a link up here in the corner too so you can watch it. The original oven, I thought it was a great oven. It was very well made. It cooked great pizza. My only concern was at the size of the oven and kind of the way it was all kind of put together. It was a little too expensive. I think it was like around $500-600-ish. So some of my feedback to Solo Stove was it was a great oven, but it was way overpriced for what you're getting and the size, etc. This new one is the Pi Prime pizza oven from Solo Stove. So visually it's almost identical as far as the same shape, the same form, etc. The main differences are this is a gas only version, so I'm assuming they save some of the money by not having to have a wood and a gas burner that being able to take in and out. So this one's gas only, and other than that, it looks like the bottom part of it, instead of stainless steel, it is a black coated steel. So again, that's probably another cost saving thing. From a look perspective, from the pictures, it looks great, but we'll see that when we unpack it also. The price of this new oven is right around, just with the oven, the stone, the gas connection, kind of the basic, what comes with it, it's around $349. So at that price point, I have very high hopes for this oven, because if it cooks like the original one did at $349, I think this might end up being a great oven. Let's get it unpacked and check it out in more detail.
Sitting lonely in my room again, trying to find the words to say, but nothing comes out. I am looking for the better days, seem like they just stay away whenever I try. There's so many things that I keep in my mind.
All right, now you can see what I was talking about. The black at the bottom. The previous model of this was stainless steel. This looks actually just as good, and I kind of like the contrast. It appears to be high quality, high gauge steel. It's just powder coated black. Another great feature that I like about this is that the burner control in the ignition is on the front. A lot of ovens have it on the side or in the back, which make it kind of a pain in the butt, especially if you're trying to control it, turn it down, turn it up, etc. You can't see the flame while you're doing it. The flames and the burner's in the very back of this. Let's go and get the stones. Again, the stones are relatively thin. These are kind of a standard on the thinner side compared to some of my other ovens like the Gozneys. Let's go in. These are easily take them in and out too. So if you get stained or they get really dirty or something like that, you can always flip them or replace them if they crack or break. Let's slide these in. Pretty straightforward. Nothing hard. They slide right in. Okay, there you go. That's what it looks like with the stones in. It's a very compact oven. Hopefully you can see. I'll do a little walk around. You can kind of see the whole thing. All stainless steel on the top and sides. There's your liquid propane connector, standard, nothing crazy. Before I get it all heated up, might as well measure it. So the opening just at 13 inches. So you'll easily be able to use a 12-inch peel, do a 12-inch Neapolitan. The top to bottom, it looks like about 3.5 from the floor of the oven to the roof of the oven. You're not going to be able to put like a whole roasted chicken in there, but for pizza, that's great. The smaller the opening, the better the heat retention is too, especially with thinner stones. You're going to want that heat retention. Just about 21 inches wide, 15.5 inches high from the bottom to the top, 21 inches in diameter. So this has a very small footprint, great for small spaces. Having a relatively low base like most portable home pizza ovens is that it's not ideal to set it on a normal tabletop or countertop. This is a standard outdoor patio table, very low. I think the standard height, it's about 29 inches high, which puts the door opening of the pizza oven right at around 36 inches high, which is basically countertop height. It's not ideal. When you're making pizza, especially if you're gonna make a lot of pizzas, you want the opening, the floor of the pizza to be right at kind of your relaxed arm height. So when you're launching pizza, you're not having to squat down over and over again as it gets old. So if I were to use this pizza oven kind of regularly out in my back patio, I would either at a minimum have it on a counter height, but I would actually probably take it up another 6 or 7 inches also to have it kind of at my arm length. So just note it. I mean, you can always put it on a couple paving stones or make like a little stand. They also sell a stand also. I think it's around $250, give or take. You can go onto their website. They have the oven, they have all the accessories. They have some bundle kits also too. Is that if I were buying this oven, I would probably just buy the base oven at first, or at a minimum, maybe the entry-level bundle they have, because it has the infrared heat gun thermometer, which is great to get the pizza stone temperatures. It also has a wooden peel and an aluminum peel. Reach out to me if you have comments, concerns, or if you want my recommendations for what peels and what accessories I would use. I can send you some links and send you some other recommendations too. If you're just getting started, the bundle kit's great just to be able to make pizzas immediately. You could buy that kit, have it delivered on Saturday morning, and be making pizzas that same night with everything you need to make pizza. Let's go ahead and get this hooked up. As I mentioned, this uses a standard 20-pound, well, it doesn't have to be a 20-pound, but it can use a standard 20-pound liquid propane tank. So here, this is an example. This is a normal gas grill tank in the United States, the 20-pound tank. Let's go ahead and get the regulator connected. Screw it on nice and tight, and let's turn the gas on. So before I get it hot, and I can't do this, I wanted to try the cover on to see what it looked like. It's a standard kind of gas grill material. Seems pretty heavy duty, waterproof. Yeah, it fits great. Great looking cover. Really nothing special about it. It covers up the gas, the knob, the gas connector too. Let's take it back off. Let's get it heated up and get pizzas making. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing lit. I love having the burner in the front. Let's push it in. It took 3 clicks. I'm not sure, hopefully you can see the flame flickering in the back. It takes up kind of, it's about 10 inches wide. It's very hot. I can feel the heat all the way from back here. Let's check out the gas knob too. It's very easy to control. You just turn it and down to low. Back up to high. Very nice. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to let this heat up. This is the initial kind of the burn in. So to season the stone, to make sure the stones don't crack, I always recommend turning it on. I'm going to leave it on high just for a little bit, then I'm going to turn it on low for a couple hours. No matter what the instructions say, it's always better to turn it on the low heat and just let it run for 2 or 3 hours to get any moisture that could be inside the oven or in the stones, to really season it to prevent the stone from cracking. When it's hot in summer, it's not, and if it's dry, it's not as critical. But if you live somewhere where it's rainy or a colder climate, I would err on the side of caution and cure it for at least 2 or 3 hours. The ingredients ready, got my basil already. All the usual stuff, my semolina, some pepperoni from my son's pizza, some San Marzano sauce, had a little leftover from the other night. Got 2 pizza doughs. These are my frozen ones that I took out of the freezer yesterday, let them in the fridge overnight, and then they've been sitting out on the counter for a couple hours. I guess first off, let's check the temperature. Oh, right in the middle, it's about 766 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. Trying out the new GoPro. Got it up on the tripod up there, so we'll see with a multi-camera what if it's more work or effort. Bought that to film my son's soccer games. Figured I might as well use it for pizza making also. Okay. If you haven't seen my dough video, check it out. I also have the video on how to freeze it. It's great. It's not 100% exactly like using it right, freshly made, but if you're doing, I always do a double batch and always freeze some. I like to have it frozen. That way I can just pop them in the fridge and have pizza the very next day. Let's get some of the excess flour out of the way so we don't burn. Stretch it out a little more. Like I say, when the dough's cold, it doesn't stretch quite as much, but it looks great. Okay, let's sauce. Takes about 2. I love this sauce. It's a nice red. Just looks good. Good looking sauce always tastes better. I say sauce, it's just tomatoes. I never cook the sauce. Neapolitan sauce is just fresh tomatoes crushed up, never cooked, never with garlic, never anything like that. You can do that if you like, it's just not necessarily traditional. For all those people who are not familiar with the Neapolitan pizza, you don't load it with sauce, you don't load it with cheese. The dough is the star. You just put enough sauce. Again, it's everything fresh tomato, fresh cheese. You want the whole entire thing to be fresh tasting, not overloaded with sauce and seasoning. A little sprinkle of Parmesan on there. I like to do a little drizzle of olive oil. This is going to be my son, so I'm going to do the pepperoni first. So he stopped asking me when the pizza is going to be ready. Get that done. Pepperoni is not a very typical Neapolitan. Well, it's not a Neapolitan topping at all. Pepperoni is not even, it just means bell, it's kind of like bell pepper in Italian, so it's just a Italian American ingredient. You would say basically spicy salami is what the equivalent would be in Italy, but not a very normal Neapolitan topping. Let's get this pizza in the oven. Here we go. Put a little semolina there just in case. Slide it on. Perfect. Oh, it never gets old. Okay, let's get this thing launched. "12-inch peel works." Look at that. Looks great. Swap that out. This oven, like I was saying, I cured it for about 2 hours to make sure the stone, get it nice and broken in. I would say an oven like this, it should take about 15-20 minutes to heat up to 750 degrees. Okay, it's been in there about 6 seconds. I have it turned on high. We're going to try that first. Let's see how everything cooks. I'm watching. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. Try to turn it a little bit. The issue of having the burner in the back is you can't see if it's burning, so you have to kind of proactively. I know it's been about 30 seconds, so that's typically the maximum I like it to be back there. Any more than that, you're going to start burning the crust. You'll also notice, since this was frozen dough, you'll hear people refer to leopard spotting. When it's cold, it actually gets a more distinguished spotting like this. A lot of times you'll hear Neapolitan pizza chefs refer to that as the measles. So the smaller the spots, the more, sometimes instead of leopard spots, it kind of becomes measles. That means the dough is cold. A little bit more on that side. But to me, I kind of like the looks of all of them. They look very uniformed when it's cold like that too. So although it's not a traditional leopard spot, it's still a very good looking pizza. Okay, let's get it in the back here. Looking good. It's been just a minute right now. Let's do another 10-15 seconds maximum. It's been just over about a minute, 15 seconds. Let's look at, oh, that is absolutely amazing looking. Look how good that pizza looks. Let's check out the bottom. Look at that. Ow, it's burning my hand. You see it? It is absolutely perfect. Let's set it on the cooling rack. Whew. This is a great looking pizza. Nice and uniform. See the spotting, it looks good. These are actually very nice leopard spots. It looks great. Let's check out the bottom. It's actually done to perfection. Great. Let it cool down. It's extremely hot. I got some nice air in the crust. All in all, a great looking pizza. Wow, the pepperoni turned out amazing. Let's go ahead and get pizza number 2. We're gonna do a margarita. Wow, that one's it's still pretty hot. My son can wait a few seconds. I'm hungry too, so let's get pizza number 2. Get it unstuck here. Again, if you haven't watched some of my other videos, check it out. This frozen dough is amazing. It's so nice to have dough in the freezer. So easy. Make a double batch every time. That way you always have extra dough. So get it nice and... Okay, let's stretch this out. Like I always say, you'll see a lot of people, I'm not a big fan of the slapping method. However is easier for you is the best method. As long as you get the air out of the center so it doesn't all bubble up, that's really all that matters. And you don't destroy, you want the air going out into the cornicione. So that's really all that matters. Stretch the dough out. Oh, got a little hole in my dough. That's easy fix. See the hole right there? Do is kind of pinch it, fold it down, press. There we go. Good as good. Get the excess out of the way. Sauce. Again, this is just San Marzano with a little bit of basil. That's it. About 2 tablespoons worth of sauce, not more, not less. A little Parmesan. Whew. It is very hot out today. It's mid-September and it's still 100 degrees out. So if you're planning on visiting Austin, I would do it in the fall or winter. Here we go. Some cheese. Let's get the basil. Last but not least, a little extra virgin olive oil. Perfect. Okay, let's get this one in the oven. A little semolina just in case. Stretch it up on. Perfect. Okay, it's been just about 30 seconds. That's usually when I check. There we go. It's looking good. All right, it's been a little bit over probably about 45 seconds, give or take. Everything's looking like it's cooking quite nicely. Here in about 5 seconds, we'll just check again. It's hard with the burner in the back. That's my only complaint. A lot of pizza ovens are like that. The Rockbox, almost all, well, all the Ooni ovens, the flames in the back. That's one of the reasons I prefer the burner on the pizza party ovens, on the Adori and the Emozione, and I like my Gozney Dome because the burner's on the side, more like a traditional. So, okay, it's getting well. Okay, I think we're about done. Let's do a couple more seconds and let's take this out. Okay, just about a minute, 5 seconds. Look at that, absolutely perfection. So let's take this over to the cooling rack. Hopefully I don't drop it. Trying to carry a tripod and a pizza at the same time. There we go. Both these pizzas look great. Let's check it out. Look at the crust on that one. I think I left it a little bit. The cheese got a little bit burnt. Again, let's check out the bottom. It looks absolutely perfect also. I'm gonna go eat these and I'll give you the review. Look again, beautiful pizzas. Solid pizza making. Give it a try. Looking great. Look at the bottom. Absolutely amazing. Great job, Solo Pie Prime Oven. Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit, this Solo Pi Prime oven cooked great pizza. I actually really liked it. It was super easy. The setup for this thing was basically open the box and it was ready to go. You just put the stones in, connect the gas, that's all I had to do. So from a packaging, it arrived, nothing was broken, it was packaged great. It set up in just minutes. I cured it for about an hour and a half actually, because it's warm and dry out, so I put it on low, let it heat for about an hour and a half, perfect. Then I cranked it up to high, cooked amazing pizza. I made 2 pizzas, the pepperoni and the margarita. Both turned out absolutely amazing. They tasted good. If you haven't watched my dough recipe and my how to freeze, again, I had a link somewhere in one of the videos, or it'll be in the description below too, so check that out. All in all, if you're in the market for a small home pizza oven and you want to spend under $400, this one coming in at $349 is a great price, and I think it's all in all a very good oven, and I would highly recommend this one. Some of the things, kind of the pros and cons of it. The pros, it's stainless steel for the most part. I mean, there is a little part powder coated at the bottom. The other thing that I really like about it, I love having the igniter. It's an automatic igniter, so it has the click function, so it clicks. It's not battery operated. It clicks, and it's in the front, which makes it extremely easy to turn it to low to high and to be able to watch the flame. Those are probably the best things I like about it. On the flip side, some of the things that I'm not very crazy about are I don't really care having the burners in the backs of ovens, but that's not unique to this oven. So as I mentioned, the Gozney Rockbox has the burner in the back. Almost all the Ooni ovens have the burners in the back too. It just makes it very difficult to see if the crust is burning in the back. So you have to be very diligent. I mean, making pizza in general, you have to be very diligent and watch it all the time anyway. So it's not a deal breaker at all. It's just my personal preference. I prefer having the burner on the side. For the price point, you really can't go wrong with this oven. If you really like the look of this oven, it is a great price and a great oven. If you have any questions, concerns, please leave me a comment below. Also, if you want to know the difference too, I mean, this is the 8th oven, I believe. I said 7 earlier, but I think this is the 8th oven, 7th or 8th that I've tested. So I have a lot of experience with different types of ovens, and I can honestly say I enjoyed using this oven. It's a great oven. For $349, you're hard to beat this oven. I would say this ranks kind of in the middle of it's a great quality and a great price. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned. I've got a bunch of other videos coming soon. Can you see my head?
I've seen the world change from what I know. Those honky-tonk and twinkles after midnight. Used to raise your glass of whiskey from the piano. For the beauty of the things we know, like old school rock and roll. This piano, it's older than my grandpa's soul. It plays much better than I thought before. Its lacquer is faded and it's getting kinda old.